welcome to today's lesson. We're going to learn the tune Double Dutch, released by Malcom McLaren in 1983. One of the first African sounding riffs I'd ever heard. For those of you who don't know Malcom McLaren, I'm sure you can look him up on your search devices and see bit of a naughty boy. Had a lawsuit about all this because, you know, various African artists that, let's say, influenced the track. Want to shout out to my good friend, the champ Wayne Alexander, who said this was one of his favourite tracks growing up. Great choice. If you ever get to see him, his knockout of Takaloo, Wayne Alexander's knockout of Takaloo, please check it out. Phenomenal fight. So all credit to you, champ. Anyway, so let's move on. As you've seen from that little demo, there's two distinct guitar parts that are on the record. Blend and fuse together to make an overall sound. So today we're going to learn the first of those guitar parts, maybe what you call the lead part, as it were. And then next time we'll learn the second one. Let's get started. Okay, we're ready to dive in, get learning that riff. As I've said before, make sure you take each stage nice and slowly. Look, you've got nowhere to be, there's nothing happening, you're in no rush. Let it become nice and easy, then build on that for the next bit. So that you're going from solid foundations onto the next stage. If you try to rush, bad things will happen. I can only warn you of that. I don't know anyone who's lived to tell the tale. Okay, I'm going to stop joking, just get to the riff. First thing with this riff is that it starts on beat number 4. So if you were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, that's where the riff begins. And it starts with the slide up to the 13th fret of your thinnest string. So, I mean, with this slide, you can go from down here, you can go all the way up. If you want it to be really dramatic, the main thing is that on beat 4, you're at this point and the riff can begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then before the thing loops back to beat number 1, you've got the 12th fret of that string. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm trying to do it quick there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Make sense? So, there's your first exercise. Can you get the slide on beat 4 and then the next note before beat 1 of the next cycles? Trickier than it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, for exercise 2, we're going to add in the next couple of notes. Now make sure that the previous exercise is under your fingers. Beat 1 is silent. For us, we don't play it. But we play and 2. So it would be silent 1 and 2. 1 and actually the note we're going to use, oh, I forgot what was doing there. The note we're going to use is the 12th fret of your top E string. So we've not moved at all. We've stayed there, it's the same note. But it goes 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 3, 4. 1 and 2. 3, 4. So if we add that into the previous exercise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Already it's sounding nice and jiggy, as Mr. J.D. Vance would say. He would get jiggy. So it's 4, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Let's see you do it, guys. Okay, you're getting it it sorted, you've got it nailed, you know where to place each note, you're a machine, it's sounding danceable. Let's add the next notes in, which are, again, we're still going to stay on this top E. We're using this loads in this riff, so get used to that 12th fret there. This time though, we're going to slide up into the beat and play another one of, you guessed it, high E before beat 4. So let me try and show you that nice and slow. So as we do this, sorry, I'll just bring this in. Just get this little section under your fingers, then we can add it to the previous 2 bits. But forget those for now, let's just get this bit nailed. So did you hear that? I've gone for a beat just before, slid in, and then before another beat can come, play the note again. Slower. Oops, I nearly missed the slide there. And the second of those notes, if you can make it nice and short and punchy, again, try and show the difference. Here is a sort of legato, they call it in proper musician's language. Just means the note rings for a while. But what we want from our second note is for it to be short, or staccato in proper music. Hear the difference? Here's it ringing out. Here's it nice and short. So we slide and we do a nice short note. See why I want you to practice this one separate from the rest of the riff? Okay, let's see if you can do that. Right, we've got our short staccato notes, we've got our danceable rhythm, we just need to finish off this bar, and then we've got our half the riff done. So, have a look at this. Beat 4, we play 15th fret of the B string. Yes, we've moved away from that E, we've now gone to a D, which is the 15th fret of the B string. And again, use whichever finger you like to fret it. I'll use the 4th one just because that's available. If you feel more comfortable there, although you've got to stretch to come back to this. So I'd use one of these 2 digits here, just to make it easier on your hand. More economical with movement. Fret that D. Then you want your favorite E, which is the 12th fret of that E string. And then you want an F, which is the 13th fret. And your rhythm starts on the beat. So if we were to look at it on the beat with the D, and quickly play to that E, and a little gap, and your F. But your F has to come before the next beat. You hear it? Let's see you get on with that, people. Okay, so for the next bar, it's a strumming pattern. And again, I'm just going to try and get you into the rhythm of it. Once you've got where the strums happen, then you can look at the actual chords themselves. So let's forget the chords for now. So we'll just keep like a mute across those strings and just play. You're going to look at your D string, your string of G, and your B string. Strings in the middle of the guitar. And you're not going to play on beat 1. We avoid beat 1. We play 1, daga, daga. 4 strums. 1, daga, daga. If you are watching carefully there, you'll realize that the third time you do a strum, which is a downstroke, you actually land on the next beat. 1, daga, daga. 1, daga, daga. See? So that's it, where you actually do tie into the beats. But for now, 1, daga, daga. 1, daga, daga. And then once you've done that, the next rhythm, 1, daga, daga, da, da, daga, daga, da, da, da. Now you notice my hand's always going all the time just to keep the motion going. If I take that out, 1, daga, daga, da, da, da. 1, daga, da, 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 da. 1, daga, da, 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 da. Okay, let's see if you can get that rhythm. We'll put the chords in on the next exercise. Okay, so now you've got your slides, your high E's, you know when you're sliding, you know where to place all those notes. You're a machine, it's going really well. You've got your strumming rhythm, chaka, chaka, cha, cha, cha. Not a problem. Let's fill it in with the actual chords of that pattern. So you want your 13th fret of your D string, your 14th fret of your string of G, and your 15th fret of the D string. Don't do the vibrato, I was just being dramatic. You just want to hold them down. And you've got that first rhythm, 1, da, 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 da. So we've got 1, da, 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 da. Okay. 1. Okay. Easy enough, but you've still got some more notes in that hand because we learned it in the last exercise. So the next chord, everything moves down to just 12th fret of the B string, 12th fret of the string of G, 12th fret of the D string. Now what I like to do is just put a bar down. I like playing with bar chords and it's easier than trying to cram all my fingers into one fret. That might be different for you, so fret these however you want. Just realize you've got to move from there to the 12th fret. So we've got 1, 1, okay, you now have a completed riff. Off you go. Okay, you know what's coming next, don't you? Really slow, 60 BPM. Let's see if we can place the notes accurately, get the strumming patterns accurately. All the mistakes are going to show up at this slow speed. You're going to hear all of mine. I'll pretend they never happened, of course. I don't ever like admitting to mistakes, but they will be there. 60 BPM it is. Let's try it. So again, remember, we start on beat 4 with the big slide. So let's count in before we go. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks for joining me for today's lesson. Next time we'll look at the second guitar part, and when you can play them both, fuse them all together, make that really joyous sound, and enjoy playing. Keep playing guitar, guys. Let's keep doing this. Everything's great.